Kia ora tātou. Tuatahi ake kai taku rangatira e kura tēnā koe I ngā kupu whakatau I a tātou I te ata nei ki tēnei kaupapa hui nui a tātou I te rā nei. Nō reira, kōrua ko pakake o tira kia koutou katoa kai aku rangatira tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, to my esteemed friends and fellow academics from this institution, ka nui te mihi. E kore au e roa. I won't be long. This day is not about, really about me, it's about particularly you graduates from this year. And I want to celebrate you all. Chancellor, when you said you might be from the Dark Ages, this morning I woke up feeling like I was from the Jurassic period and have to take my gout medication to ensure I stay on top of things. Well, no. I just really have one message. I don't want to be standing up here really speaking at you graduates. This is your day. But if there's one little thing I want to leave with you today is the fact that do not underestimate what you have done or the influence that you will go on and have in our society, in our communities, for your people, for our people. I think back to when I was here and I was just catching up with one of my friends, and it seems like yesterday that we graduated here. It was actually 30 years ago. Yeah. There wasn't even a roof in this building at that time. That perhaps was the Dark Ages. There were no cell phones and no laptops and no cars. No, there were cars. But these people that we used to hang out across the road with have gone on to have a massive influence on our society. And I just want to mention a couple of the people that we used to hang out with across the road at the marae, and particularly in the dining room. The likes of Judge Kiri Tahana, Judge Damien Stone, broadcaster extraordinaire Julian Wilcox, current ministers, Tama Pōtaka, as well as Greens MP Huhana Linden. We had Taika Waititi. We had people like Che Wilson. I'm putting his name in because his sister's here and she will say something if I don't mention him. These people have gone on to have a massive, and will continue to do so, have an important role to play. That's because this institution built a foundation underneath those people, an academic foundation upon which they were able to go out into the world and achieve some incredible things. That same foundation is what you stand upon today when you receive your degree. And you will go out and have that. In fact, you will fail the legacy of those who have come before you if you don't go out and seek to achieve at the highest levels. There is a saying, the student who remains the student ultimately fails the teacher. And if you reach this point in your lives and in your career, and this is your ceiling, then you ultimately fail the institution upon which you stand today. And so I encourage you, do not underestimate the power that lies within your hands and the influence that you will have. There's also a saying, ina inu koe te wai, me mahara koe ki te puna. If you drink from the pool, or from the river, never ever forget the source. Never forget the source upon which you were built. And I look behind you, and there are your family and friends, and in front of you, there are the people that have spent the past few years being the pool from which you've drawn your sustenance in terms of your knowledge. And I want to mihi to all of you, the teachers. And I also want to take this opportunity to mihi to a couple of people that I usually wouldn't mihi to or say something about in a public setting, but because I'm back at the place from which I came from in terms of my academic career, I look around, he hokinga mahara. There are two people that I want to really acknowledge Firstly, I want to say something about my auntie, who was my first teacher when I came here, Tiribuai Higgins, who has been a real pillar of this institution for many, many years. E whai ka nui te mihi me te aroha ki a koe. I also want to mention my uncle, Sir Professor Pau Teamara, who has been a guiding hand in my entire career. And if I've done anything in my career, much of it has to do with his influence and input. I also want to mention another graduate from this institution, Professor Rangi Higgins, someone who is just doing extraordinary things, particularly across the road. In 12 months' time, hopefully we'll have a graduation in the new PA that's been established at the moment, and that will be another foundational step in this institution. Kahu said some words today during his whai kōrero. Kura. I'm looking at my son Kahu over there, because this message is for him. Kura said, whaia te hiti kahurangi. I translate that in two ways. Firstly, go beyond what is done. You are a critical thinker. You have been taught to go beyond and push the boundaries in everything that you do. That's number one. Number two, whaia te hiti kahurangi means support the blues. Particularly in New South Wales. And son, you and your uncle Leon Blake could really heed that advice. Finally, Vice-Chancellor, I just want to finish by saying I started here in 1992, and I, at that stage, was in awe of a very handsome, capable academic who was the first person I had class with, and that was Peter Adds. Now, Peter Adds was already an institution in 1992. Vice-Chancellor, he's been here so long, I think it's not only when we open the PA, we should probably think about naming another building after Peter Adds. And I'm thinking probably a cafe where they serve coffee and pies in the morning and a wide selection of wines at the evenings. E hoa pita, ka nui te mihi ki a koe, ko koe te kanohi o tēnei whare wānanga, te kanohi Māori o tēnei whare wānanga mai. O re kore a rika te mihi ki a koe, o tira ki a koutou katoa, e te iwi, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.